in general, keeping them looking good in good condition. Far too often, I see people, especially children and younger kids, become upset because their favorite cards are now damaged, they're wrinkled, and they're a little bit crinkly, and all around just destroyed. Um, and I was like, I want to put some like information to help that keep that from happening, and help kids keep their cards in good condition, and anyone looking to keep their cards looking good. Why would you want to keep your cards in good condition? Well, for one, if you want to resell them, which is a lot of times people do, you want them looking good because the little tip of advice: a lot of times people will not buy a car that's looks like it's been through the washing machine one too many times. Maybe you want to use them for tournament play, competitive play to build a deck, or just to simply show them off to your friends to see how cool they look. Good condition cards are always going to look better, and you can always, flaunt that base set Charizard to your friends if it's in good condition, because a crinkly one probably isn't nearly as impressive as a near mint condition. So, an overview looks like some basics. First, let's talk about basic options for storing your cards. For that, I'm actually going to let you look at some basic household items you might already have.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Finish the overview.
Okay, so actually, let's look over the overview one more time. Let's go ahead and still be basic information. It's going to be like basic items you have in your house. We're also looking more collector's items. These items can be found at your local game store. Not exaggeration. If you're in Matthews area, North Carolina, go check them out. There's actually a shop called Your Local Game Store, and they can get you all the things you need if you are a collector looking to keep your cards in condition. Also, we're just going to look at just using the cards in general. If you want to keep your cards in good condition for use. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the basic options real quick. Take a look at that. A lot of you may have these at your house already. They are bag boxes such as these right here. Just a small, not too big. Let's get that away from the camera. This is small, not too big. Let's go see. Put this. Oh, it's too big for the camera. Let's go ahead and do the main cam. Not too big. Just relatively decent sized boxes. I see a lot of people have these, whether you have like packages shipped to your house or whether you had a present from your grandma sent to you or something like that, or wherever you have sending you stuff. You get boxes like these sometimes. These actually make great way to store your cards. However, you want to make sure they are stacked evenly in here. Let's go ahead and get some energies real fast. Put that to the side. All right, so I just have a stack of energies here. You want to make sure that they are in here together like that. So if you have them like that, put them like that. It's a general rule of thumb that if you want to keep your cards in good condition, restrict the amount of free movement they have within the item you're storing them in. Make them the shape of the container they're in. Another thing you could use is you can use tins. A lot of times you'll get these with your cards. This is a Zacian tin right here, recently came out. If you look inside, they're actually pretty nicely set up for storing cards. If we take the same stack of energies, put them like that, they actually work pretty well. They used to have these other tins that were not shaped very well, but I guess they fixed that and remedied that. So you can really just store your cards in here. Once again, keeping them in the stack. You want to restrict the amount of movement they have. These tins work great as well if you happen to buy these. Don't sleep on the tins. They are definitely good ways of storing your cards as long as you're doing it properly. The next way is, and this is what I know a lot of people have at their disposal, is snack bags. So snack bags and sandwich bags, as long as they are the shape of the cards themselves, like you see how there's a corner at the very end, you can actually store them in here. They actually work out pretty well. These cards have been stored in here for roughly, I think, about a couple months. I've seen them in this bag, and they're still in really good condition. Just snack bags are a good thing to go with. Now, I'm going to go over some do nots. These are some do not basic things that you also have around your house as well. The first thing, these will cause problems because the first thing you want to understand is that cards, they will form into the shape of whatever they are housed in, or whatever they're put in. So big plastic bags, you want to avoid them because they have a lot of creases and crinkles, and they're not even a lot of times. So they'll make the shape of what they are. And also your pockets, keep them away from your pockets. Your pockets, they will get, they can get sweaty, they can crinkle up. You're constantly moving, so they bend a lot. They will take the shape of your pockets. And your pockets, if you haven't really realized, they don't always stay perfectly uniform. Also, backpacks, the same thing with pockets, but bigger. Backpacks are just bigger pockets with greater risk of damaging the cards. I remember I saw one time someone took their bag to the pool, had some cards in their pocket, a card they literally got the day before, ruined completely in just a matter of one day because the backpack is so much more high risk than the pocket. Next thing is I see a lot of people say, okay, rubber bands, those are good, right? Well, rubber bands, they can be a way to put those cards in a big stack, but they will guarantee that your cards will get damaged down the center, down the side, whichever way you put the rubber band on, because rubber bands have a lot of friction and they will drag all over the sides of the cards, all over the top, all over the bottom of them. So you want to go ahead and make sure you don't use plastic bags, pockets, backpacks, or rubber bands. Those are all just kind of like those common items, but they're not exactly ones you want to use. For the collectors, we have some items that you should look at. Once again, if you have a game store, go support them, get some stuff from them. But also, you can look at binders are the first thing. Binders will keep your cards in very nice and uniform look. They also look nice. Also, they're the best way to, show off those ultra rare cards you have. I'm not personally doing that, but it's just the binder I had on hand. So as you can see, I have all these cards in here. This is actually from that Shiny Collection Hidden Face that came out. This is the cards I was lucky enough to get. But as you can see, they're all pretty nice, really good condition. They're taken straight out of the pack, straight into a sleeve, straight into the binder. And actually, that's what I'm going to go into next. Sleeves. If we take one of these out, realize I put it in a sleeve here. Sleeves will give the card that close protection that a lot of cards crave. I know, like, a lot of times if you look at a card and you're like, well, how can I keep this card straight? The best way to keep it straighter, keep it in uniform, even when it's by itself, is to put a sleeve on it because it'll give it more stability. The sleeve itself actually makes the card thicker or makes the whole thing thicker, and things that are like, I guess if it's has more like width to it, if it's wider, it will bend a lot less. And it'll be easier to keep it straight. Yeah, enough of that. But keeping your cards in sleeves is a good idea, especially if you're gonna play with them. Keeping them in sleeves is definitely highly recommend that. Also, next thing we're gonna look at too is bulk boxes. Now, bulk boxes they can actually be you can use two different things for bulk boxes. The first thing I'm gonna go into is a lot of game stores will have these. A lot of card shops have these. They are boxes you can use to store a lot of bulk cards in. Bulk cards being common cards. If you get a pack of cards and you got a whole bunch of the same Pokemon over and over again, maybe you can store them in here. Maybe you have a lot of energies or something you don't want to, have lying around everywhere. Just put them inside like a box like this. Also, this is once again following the principle of restricting the card's movement to keep it in good condition, because the more your cards move around, the more likely it is they'll get damaged. Let's go ahead and put this to the side. Also, you can use these nifty Elite Trainer boxes or ETBs. If you get one of these, you can use these as well because they're made for storing cards. Once again, they follow the principle of restricting a card's movement to reduce the amount of damage it takes. But yeah, these make perfect storage containers. If you get these right here, just don't take the packs out and throw the box away. The boxes work really well as storage. Next, this is for players. This next part I'm going to go into. Sleeves, you already looked at that, but sleeves are absolutely a must. This is a deck I have in here. It's most part sleeved up, but you want to put your decks in sleeves and then put them in a box. And when you do put your deck in sleeves, you want to make sure you put more sleeves that are in there than you need. So if I have a deck of 60 cards, which is the typical Pokemon deck, I want to kind of put 66, which was 6 sleeves to the back, or maybe even like 10 extra sleeves. I actually a lot of times put as many sleeves that will comfortably fit in there, just in case I rip one during a tournament or one gets damaged and I have to replace it. Another thing you want to do is you want to put dividers. You want to put a divider in between like any cards in your deck box that are anything that's not a part of your deck. So if you just put that back there, and like so, this is a pretty much an empty sleeve right here. Put that back there. That way you can tell what's the cards and what are the empty sleeves. And this will keep your deck looking good, keep your deck in good condition for as long as you're willing to play with the cards. It's a really good way to keep things properly stored and in good condition, even when using the cards for play. All right, so that about wraps it up. So remember, you can use common household items or common things you can find around your house, but stay away like things like tins, boxes, and snack bags are okay, but stay away from things like rubber bands, plastic bags, backpacks, and pockets. Like I said, cards will take on the shape of whatever they are stored in, and you want that to stay the shape of the card. For collectors, you can go to your game stores or your local shops, and they'll have stuff like bulk boxes, binders, as well as ETBs that you can use the boxes from, or Elite Trainer boxes you can boxes from. But also, if you're a player, you can also take precautions such as getting deck boxes, sleeves, and making sure you have spare sleeves in case those sleeves for the sleeved up cards get ripped, or the sleeves the cards are sleeved in get ripped. So yeah, that's about all we have for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. Comment below as well if you have any more tips and tricks you'd like to share with us as well. We love the support. We really appreciate all the support you guys have for us. And remember, always do your best, never give up, and keep on leveling up. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.